CCN News. I am your host, Captivating Krishna. Here are some of your top stories for today, Friday, February 21st. Massachusetts Representative David Nagel arrested for financial fraud. Disgust following Roger Stone's light sentence while people of color sit in jail for less. Republicans went nuts after intelligence officials told them that Russia is ready to support Trump's re-election. Former CIA Director Robert Brennan says that we are now in full-blown national security crisis. And Milwaukee man who killed girlfriend and his daughter says he figured she was ready to die. Let's get to the news. Representative David Nagel of Massachusetts and D. Lowell was arrested on Tuesday by the FBI and the IRS on charges of bank fraud, wire fraud, filing false tax returns, and lying to the banks. Nagel has been the state representative from Lowell and Chelmsford since 1999 and in recent years earned about $100,000 according to court records. Despite his salary and perks, Nagel was heavily in debt, had poor credit, and had regular cash flow problems as a result of the extensive gambling at various casinos in Connecticut, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island, among others, placing thousands of bets on internet gambling sites per the indictment. As his debts ballooned into the tens of thousands of dollars, Nagel tapped into his campaign funds to supplement his personal finances instead of using the funds for permissible campaign purposes, the indictment reads. According to federal prosecutors, Nagel defrauded Massachusetts campaign finance regulators by using the Nagel's committee bank account and as his own personal checking account to pay various personal expenses and make withdrawals of cash. According to the indictment, Nagel raised hundreds of thousands of dollars despite running unopposed and spent as much as he raised. Judge Amy Berman Jackson was the target of serious attacks by President Donald Trump's supporters and Roger Stone himself. When the Justice Department encouraged a 7 to 9 year prison sentence for Stone, Trump and his Attorney General Bill Barr freaked out, rewriting the sentence memo that was ultimately ignored by the new prosecutors. But Stone wasn't given a hefty sentence that Trump and his followers assumed Stone would get. Instead, he got a lighter sentence, just over 3 years. Leading up to the sentence, however, Berman Jackson was blasted on Twitter, so it's unclear how Trump and his followers will manage to attack the judge for this sentence. Some still manage, however, saying that Stone shouldn't have been sentenced at all. The federal prosecutor Joyce Vance said on MSNBC that she doesn't anticipate any appeals court would overturn the sentence. And many people on Twitter were frustrated, one even saying that if Roger Stone was black and had a little bit of cocaine on him, he would have gotten 20 years to life. And I am inclined to agree that people of color get far greater sentences than the white counterparts, and sometimes the white counterparts have done greater crimes. So let me know what you think about this story in your comments. And on to the next. On Thursday, an explosive new report showed that not only was Russia planning to once again sabotage the U.S. presidential election, but that President Donald Trump was furious when intelligence officials informed House Democratic investigators of this threat shortly before he announced that he would be replacing the acting director of national intelligence with a hardcore partisan loyalist. But according to the Daily Beast, Trump was not the only one outraged. House Republicans who received the briefing who also objected to the intelligence. The meeting, which took place on February 13th, was conducted for the House Intelligence Committee by an aide to outgoing acting director of the National Intelligence, Joseph Maguire. The report continued to read that Republicans on the committee went nuts over Pearson's presentation, the members told the Daily Beast a second source familiar with the briefing said that the Republicans did not understand why the Kremlin would try to boost Trump, since he had been tough on Russia in their view. Former CIA Director John Brennan is very disturbed by new reports from the New York Times, which says that last week members of the House Intelligence Committee were warned by an aide to the acting Director of National Intelligence, Joseph McGuire, that Russia is actively meddling in the 2020 campaign in order to get President Trump reelected. "We are now in full-blown national security crisis," Brennan said. "By trying to prevent the flow of intelligence to Congress, Trump is abetting a Russian covert operation to keep him in office for Moscow's interests, not America's." Brennan served as the CIA director from 2013 to 2017. The briefing was delivered by Shelby Persons, one of McGuire's aides, known for her blunt delivery. The Times reported that when Trump found out about the briefing, he was livid and complained that the committee chair, Adam Schiff, will weaponize the intelligence against him, and people with knowledge to the matter told the New York Times on Wednesday that Trump announced McGuire is being replaced by a U.S. ambassador to Germany, Richard Gringel, a Trump loyalist. Ivory, 25, was charged with 3 counts of first-degree homicide in the death of 26-year-old Amitha Banks and her 4- and 5-year-old daughters, after authorities found their burned bodies in a parking garage. According to the Huffington Post, Ivory told investigators that he killed his girlfriend and her daughters on February 8th after a fight with Banks. Ivory told authorities that he and Banks got into a fight because she did not agree with his decision to go back to work so soon after their 1-year-old son's funeral. The infant had a history of asthma and died in January from respiratory problems. In the complaint obtained by the Huffington Post, Ivory said that Banks accused him of not caring about his son and said that she did not want to live while brandishing a knife. After Banks cut him on the wrist, Ivory said he pushed her against the wall and strangled her. Ivory also said that he then killed the girls, 5-year-old Zaya and 4-year-old Camilla, so that they would not have to live without their mother. And once again, thank you for watching CCN News. I am your host, Captivating Christian. And as always, be the change you want to see. If you want change, the change starts with you. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. And leave comments below. I would like to hear what you think about these stories and more. Alright, have a good day. Peace.